Hello everyone. Welcome to unplanned session of bootcamp plus some fun stuff I wanted to do here. So if you are following the bootcamp already, so you know we are making a scene. And let me just give me a second. Let me post it in the channel. Okay, cool. Hello, Milan. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's basically yeah, like I'm getting a bunch of stuff aligned in the evening, so I'm planning to do more in the morning. As I said, like the I was already planning in the morning, so my schedule is a little bit messed up. So I'm planning to do maybe two in the morning, like if in the morning and then in the evening, but not late as we used to because yeah, a lot of stuff is happening in the evening, and the more will be. So there is a like tiny thing while I was working on the detailing, like in the last session also. We were like I was basically a bit struggling to visualize the detail I wanted to add inside the scene. So I decided I will play some games, which I also wanted to do, like play games and talk about the detailed environment and scenes as one, and the second maybe taking it as an inspiration and maybe play games. I'm not as good as at playing games, but we gonna look at few examples of environment and games. I have Wukong installed on my PC, so we'll look at that for detailing. And I have one scene. Okay, and I also have Mafia, which I wanted to play, and because I was a part of the team and wanted to play the game, so we can try that also. Okay, so let me know if how you like this idea. Like we play games, game together. Like I will check out game, and then we look at the environment, art style maybe, or props and details, anything like related to that. So we can basically learn more from it. So let me quickly first start with the scene, which we can relate to our scene as well. Is medieval scene, which is freely available from Quixel on marketplace or Fab. So this one I thought like is a really good example for the detailing and to see like amount of work goes in there. So the very first thing we have in our scene also have the path, because that's what I spoke last time also. We will do the we will detail the path, which I did. Like if I select the path here, say, so it's basically blueprint they have made. Simply, the mesh basically is some same thing, like they are using this mesh piece, you see, and it's stylable and it's going through. And also this one is also not really simplified. Look at that, like there are like layered materials, and it's there are a bunch of details on top already, and it have geometry also. If you look at the mesh, see it's have the mesh, and some this is shade ratio. Like see there is already, it's I think the blending shader with the some detail on top, and it's fighting for that in here. So it's not issue, but you see you have a layer, and then you have detailed layer, and there are some decals, you see some patches of dirt. So it's like a really detailed shader and mesh for a simple path. Okay, so that's why I look, and the path not only look detailed because of that. There is, you will see on the surrounding the path there are the foliage and vegetation. Sometime in many paths you have two, because the vehicles, when the vehicles with the cars and stuff pass by, then you get two tracks basically. So like in the between you will have grass and less damage, and then you will have two path like that. So that also happens when you have four wheel, you know four wheeled the vehicles go around the path. But they did not use the landscape one, they use the spline for it. I believe this is also can work with the PCG, because in the last project we worked on for with Gunzilla. So if you don't know, it's off the grid. It's a fun game. We can play together, like if you guys want. So this one basically can snap to the terrain automatically, PCG, because it can sample the terrain. So not a issue, like because what issue I had previously with the blueprint is like placing it, and when you change the terrain, it again you have to change the blueprint. But I think blueprint can also sample, but I'm not sure. But PCG surely, because I have seen it, and the terrain splines definitely can also. And plus with the PCG also, like you can control the scattering on top, which we're gonna talk about. And if I go zoom in close to it, let me make it bigger, right? You see, there are basically amount of debris is there. There are like these hay needle or pine needles are there. There are leaves, and there are these what this is. Was artifact. Look at that. What is this? Yeah. So there is actually another mesh here, which could be terrain or some other decals, is placed to decorate the corner and add details. You see, there are like plants. So basically, they had like tens of thousands of plants, and they just scattered, and then comes in the rocks and other debris. So you see, like even if it's like a small part, it require a lot of assets to detail it. And so I'm not trying to justify my scenes like not reach there to that quality still. uh, is the same reason I'm saying, because it require a lot of time, a lot of assets to even polish a small thing. And we'll see in the Wukong also, whenever when we play that, and it's there. And that's just like small level assets in here, small to medium. And then you have rocks, wall pieces, right? This wall piece is or something another blueprint, or is this a static mesh actually they have placed. And they have placed this rock the wall only. So nothing, look at this. So the wall they have placed here to just make the detail. So this is throughout. So there is a, like another, I think, debris piece. Since this is windows, let me turn off this. And here you see, so they have placed these debris and wall as a piece, like there is a fallen rock and on there, and they have made it tilted also. So it, and then added the plants basically on top of it. So that makes, now they have, I think it's the same from here. From here it like suddenly became too visible. So yes, so this is basically they placed and painted it differently to add the more variation. But you see that this amount, small amount of part. And then we go near here, they have placed these planks manually. And then you go, as you go there are like more and more. This is also visible in the wild west stuff. But even if you take example, like you can watch these videos also, they have on their channel. It's perfect, like, you should watch it. It's a lot of grid stuff. Like they have created this directly, I think, in Unreal. Okay, nice. I didn't see it before. Is it water or wax? So water dripping. Nice. Doesn't matter. Like it might not be even visible. Like if I don't select it, but like it's really tiny. But glad they added that detail. First I thought it's like the wax falling from this. That would be nice too, but it's okay. And you see like they're like these tiny things and everything. They have added a lot of detail, and it's not like one person's thing. And they already had assets. So these level and environment artists, put their time to make this stuff beautiful. And this compiling everything inside blend inside Unreal is also really nice. So, like we also did the last time. Like there is the name of the guy, I think. Yeah, I think they put the name, I think, maybe as a decal. Cool, cool, cool. We used to do that also, like under the tree bark and everything. It's cool. So yeah, so you see, there's a lot of details goes in there into small thing, and I'm not saying we again as an excuse that why I haven't achieved that detail. There are two things, like I'm unsure, and the second is basically it takes time, and I haven't put that much time yet into it. Okay, and with that, I want to show you something which will inspire you also. Like if even if you are not able to finish it, there is a one thing. Let me search. Exist. So there is this basically, what do you call it, a revolution or type of thing which is going on. If I'm able to find it, but I'm seeing it a lot on LinkedIn basically. Okay, so first, okay, become doing some RDR to do the same. Yeah, but that's all. I started playing RDR long time back. Even in the interview, they asked me like if I play. I don't play games that much, but RDR I have played. As in like exploring. I did not play the game, but the landscapes and the scenes are so beautiful. You just take the horse and play that song. I'm gonna take my horse to the old time road. I'm gonna ride to the kingdom more, like, yeah, that type of fun. You just take the horse and just keep walking, keep walking. It's so beautiful, just going through the scenes. And so yeah, dear, I have played that much only. So I had the similar love I got from Far Cry 5. I haven't played afterwards, but Far Cry 5 I got the same feeling that you go to any place, that's just like beautiful nature and landscape in there. Are the mesh for path have dual mesh? Could be, but it in the mesh did not seem, but it seems like the shader issue. But in the because in the scene it's not any issue is there. Okay, but it could be Z finding, yeah. So this is like just make it exist first, then we can make it good later. I'm seeing this a lot on LinkedIn. Maybe if I let me open up LinkedIn, and we might see it in there. So this is really inspiring because it takes time, and not everything start from there. And this also happen when level design thing happens. In Blocktober is going to happen now in October. So if you don't know Blocktober is basically all the level designers and environment artists, they post their block out of the levels and the scenes, which I'm gonna show you next. So that, like, it was really basic in the start, and that's what was the base of it, like how important the blockouts and the level design is. So this video is the Uncharted one, is a really good example. They have created a lot of videos around it, like how the you know basic things are there. And I will, yeah. So basically, simple stuff in the start, like you have simple block out, simple interactive system, and then you make it better. Like for example, you will see this is like from the old one, but there will be, see, this jeep one, you see, it's a really beautiful level and the mission basically in the game. And look at the block out. And this is why the level design, because this is finalizing the level design before it become beautiful, as you will see in here. See, so it's an iterative process to make the things better later on. But don't get discouraged like if it's taking time to do it. Okay, you will see it throughout. It's the it start with really basic block out, and then they, you know, add more. So Uncharted is like, I love the game Uncharted and Last of Us, all the Naughty Dog games basically. So they have shown this really well in their level design. So how it start, basically. See, there are simple boxes, and even the simple player one like might not even have proper animations, and you just go through it, and yeah, everything like even animation, even the effects, or even the program system menus, everything have a block out stage that becomes slowly sort of iterated upon and become better. And in the game development, you will see we'll have always have test maps where they're going to keep doing it before implementing it to the main level. So this is basically, a really a state basically we should aware of, and not get discouraged like if it's taking us time, a lot of time to make the stuff. Yeah, even if it's a small environment, it takes time, and that's what even when before we started on our boot camp, I pointed out a lot of time that things take time. Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you also have seen it, because I'm loving it, because this give motivation that you just make it exist. Like don't uh, get discouraged like you have to make like the best version possible. Just make it exist and you will be good. And so now let me fire up Wukong. Okay, and if you have any question in there, that can let me know. Okay, we can look at. So let me fire up. Okay, I don't know which window it's gonna open. I hope it opens so we can see slowly. And yeah, so that's basically I had this idea like we play the games of different one this way I will at least play games, and the second we will learn something from it. I played Wukong a little bit because I was fan of the art, so it be taking some time. So yeah, even like the Blender guys have released the game Dog Walk already. I have it installed, and I also installed Mafia, which we can do, you know, another play in another sessions basically. Just have a fun basically. Milan, yeah, I felt when you few guys started posting their work as soon as they felt it done. Uh, there was way too much work pending. Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I was saying last time also, right? So don't post WIP. Even the last session, it was like the huge motivation session. I have shared that there is a lot of work. That the last 10% is like the last even like few percent of work just make your work really shine. So not to post like an unfinished work is always good. And yeah, even I also had this thing is shared in my last work also. Like when I knew I could finish it, right? I could make it better, and when I see it, it always hurt me, right? And I want to come back to the scene, polish it, um, and also like it sometimes scare me, like okay, this need a lot of work. But then why I started this thing, like once you have shared the setup, more proper foliage and other things you have learned, I will apply the same thing onto the other scene as well. So, and this is to some extent it is true for me, because when I created my first environment, it was really bad. When I created the second one, it was really bad, right? When I put a lot of time into the third one, which was the challenge. It was decent, right? So what happened, like I started using the stuff which I created from other small environments, and just started polishing my main environment, which was like the longest one. And you will see in all of my environment the mountain on the back is the same. So that's kind of I use as a signature in every, maybe I should use it in this one also, which we are making. If while it's running, so I can show you. Basically, I proudly say it in the interviews. So this one, the feudal Japan scene, you see there are the mountains on the back, okay, and then you will see here there is the mountain on the back, and then if you come here, that's the same mountain on the back. so, so in environment art, you tend to reuse a lot of stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe I will use the same. I should have it on the back at least. Showcase there is a, so where you will see this view. Oh, there is a mountain on the back, and basically every environment I will have this signature. And the second one was basically I have all the scenes which involve one way or another a horse or a riding thing. Like this is feudal Japan, again horse riding, medieval horse riding. This is I think Middle East, right, from Assassin's Creed, again horse riding. Witcher, horse riding. This are again medieval kings fighting, horse riding. Basically all the environment have horse riding stuff. So that's how I also defined my genre, that this is what I love to do, and like fantasy, historical, and little bit stylized of stuff. So that kind of I can tell people, okay, this is what I love, and when they see this, and it helps really well. Okay. Hello, Ashraf. How are you? How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. People gonna commit suicide when they start working as it is on the actual studio. Yeah, it's that's it's the one thing is really important for environment art, is a jack of all trade. But another thing is true also, you will not get to do the whole environment, right? You will be a part of something. And it happens to me in one studio which was really crazy. I joined. I was mainly responsible for foliage, right? And the environment team was small there. Okay, so I was making foliage, and then they said like, okay, there is no one to make foliage system like the painting and everything. Nobody, terrain painting and everything. I said okay, I will do it. Okay, and then they said okay, it's taking time, and then there was a procedural system. So, okay, I said, okay, I will make the procedural system. So I made the procedural system. And then I said, like, okay, where are the shaders for the plant? She said, like, there is no one. Why don't you make it? So I made the shaders for the plant. And then they said, okay, the this procedural system is not good because it's experimental. Why don't you use PCG, blueprint, and other stuff, or just painting? And then I had to make that. So basically, it was like a whole painting, even terrain. Like when they said, like, well, who is going to do the terrain? It's like there is no one. So then I have to sculpt the terrain and make the masks and everything. And then I said, like, who gonna do the rock? I said, like, you. So that is a side basically. But in every studio there will be one guy who can do the rocks, one guy who can do the vegetation, there will be technical team who will be making the shaders, and one guy will be make set dressing or placing the thing. Even asked this in Dhruva, but they did not give me because I was making foliage and I wanted to do this procedural scattering. I wanted to make this whole procedural forest system where you put just drag and drop the system and everything is there, which we played with a little bit also, but they did not let me. I don't know why. But so I did that at home. I learned about it. I made it. It's not about, maybe I should make it again, right? Maybe for that Witcher scene, which I started like for the bootcamp one. Yeah, and yeah, so that we can do basically. Okay. Is it started yet? Yes, yes. Let me fire up my awesome. So Here is Wukong. Should I remove? Let me know in the chat. Should I remove myself or keep myself in the picture? It's all up to you. Okay. Pressing any button. Why it's not taking? So I think it's taking. Yeah. Okay. I even started a long time back. I died like in the start only. So don't judge me for this thing. Okay. We are playing it. Just gonna go around thing. If we have monster, I think we're gonna skip them. And this game I got actually with my GPU free with that thing. So I was glad I got it, and the mafia and everything is with the company. Yeah, I want to play that game really, really bad. Okay, yeah, still at the same place. So if we see now here in the scene, because I wanted to make something like this for my arches scene. Like you come from these type of crevices, and when you exit, you find the arches. Like after the exiting there, you have arches there basically. Like after the thing. But if you look at the floor now, because that's what we're gonna focus until we have some monument. We're gonna look at as a when where how it will be close to church. But the mainly the terrain is the thing. So let's maybe go back a little when we have open thing. So now you see still everywhere you will see these are like there are like these scanned rocks and these uh rocks, and then there is okay, come on. I'm not here to fight. I should be able to turn on God mode maybe in here. So there are these large rocks, and then there are small rocks, and then there are roots and trees, and you know all the debris. Okay, let me kill this stupid. So yeah, you see there is not just debris of one type. There is these tiny rocks, which I was talking about. Like we can use those tiny pebbles to create some debris like that. See, it's better to make a cluster in the start and then place in there. And then the second debris is leaves, and I can see multiple type of leaves. Is pine needles are there? Maybe those are in the texture without any issue. And then there are roots, which are also a debris. We remember we made in one where we made different type of roots for different type of trees. So you get look like okay, this type of forest is there, so this is there. So you see there are like these leaves and everything in there. Maybe those are textures which are blended in that terrain. And I believe before we used to have less layers, I think 8, and then they bumped it up to 128 layers, or you can use on terrain. But on one, I think one component you can use. I don't think you can use more than 8. So like in one given area, you have to keep it less basically. So that was in there. Even see, the rock is there. There is something. So this is one thing is which could be improved. I don't know if it's already there. You see where the rocks and the dirt is there. So they try to hide it with the debris, another thing. But you see here the rocks and the floor is not matching. There's a sharp blend in there, so that can be improved with the blend shader, but it's really heavy. So I think they had their own reason to not do it. But I would say like even if I'm not doing it, but they have to do it procedurally, otherwise like it will not take a lot of time to manually do it. But it is usually added to all the things to basically blend it properly. See this start to look odd suddenly is there. Even when you see this one, the vertical one, so usually you have blending, And in the last session, where we saw Rockstar, or sorry, God of War rocks, they have these creases between these two rocks also. You see, they are like the rocks are intersecting. Usually, rocks do not intersect. So that also we care about. They actually cared about. You see, they placed multiple rocks in the simple place, but then they are intersecting. So either we blend the normals, but for the God of War, they have created those splines basically there. So if we come back here, you see, even this path, even if you look, why can't see me? I don't think he have the long range eyes. So in here, you see, it's not just one texture in the floor. Even I have seen the texture guys, they post screenshot like this in the game with some lighting and blending. So there are puddles, there is different type of leaves texture and debris texture, or maybe there's an actual debris, but I think it's a texture basically on the floor. So there is a dirt, there is a large leaf texture, there is pine needle texture, there are these rocky. Maybe this could be mesh also, this one, but there is this moss type of. They can create this rocky type of material as well, which is not an issue because they can pop it up anywhere, and then they can place you know large scale asset on top, and then to blend it. Okay, now I've seen it. So, okay, I don't know how to dodge. That's another problem. Like I played one day, and then after a week I would forget all the stuff. And yeah, so you see, like this, we have to have this type of fidelity in our path also. It's not just like we have to have multiple dirt materials, and then we have basically dirt, then leaves or debris, grass, moss, rock, different type of soil. Like for the riverbed we need sand, for the corner we need wetness. We can have a different layer for the puddles and the wetness. We can have a separate layer for that. But you see this, and another thing which I will show you, like here, you will see clearly the center part is kept clean compared to the surrounding. Even in here, you see, so this brown part wherever you see is basically walkable place. They have tried to showcase. Okay. Everywhere it will be the same thing. You see here in the center. If I get the pen, basically, okay, in the pen, wait, so we can draw on top basically here. So here you see this part is kept clean and it's turning this way basically. Like see this. I know it is like a little bit like that, right? But it's clearly turning it this way. So this is like we have to keep it clean and clear. So we create clear path. Sometimes it is the sand is a little bit brighter texture, so it also clear. And this place it is clean, right? So here you see a lot of roots are there. Here you see a lot of pebbles are here, and then gradually you have middle scale and then large scale rocks. Same like small scale and then large scale, small scale and then large scale details. So it will be throughout, it will be common. I really wish if I had had that website which we used to use when I was in Dhruva to uh, define the composition. So for example, if I uh, just look down, okay, on this, and you see here, if we start to get primary, secondary, and tertiary straight shapes. Okay, so if we even consider this one a large, then this will become medium, this will become medium, and this will also become medium. Okay, and these will become small shapes. All these will be small shapes. If I scatter or around all these, okay, so all these are small shapes. And even we, to some extent we can consider this also small, but then we comes in the micro level, so which are like these micro, the half size of these are micro. Okay. And I will mark all these, and then you will see a pattern soon why I'm trying it, that's why. And all these I don't want to, because I want to treat them as macro. That's the next level. Okay. And I have drawn all these shapes. Okay, now if we gonna take, then there will be the macro. Micro is these ones, and then macro. Like you see these tiny ones, and there are like a lot of these. Okay, so if you circle all these, okay, now now you see the composition wise thing. Okay, you have if I make it larger and change the color, if we fill it, so these are the, if we even consider these one the large one, but this is basically the large, medium, okay, and then we have our, even this could be the medium if we consider this one as the largest one, so these on the medium, and then we consider this small. So you'll see what happens is you have large surrounded by medium, surrounded by small, surrounded by micro, and then surrounded by macro. And you will also see the the scale of and the number of instances for those also go up basically. So you see these all are there, and then if we again make it yellow, for just make them simply dot. So there are like a lot of these, and even you can scatter them in between these. And this also showcase that you don't have to place everything everywhere. So there is a large, it's pretty clean, you don't have too much of surface information, you don't have too much of detail, is pretty clean compared to the amount of details you have down there. Okay, because it's a large surface, so if you're gonna have, if you will add that much detail there also, it will become noisy. Again, that's what I'm saying, like I wish I had those chart. It's basically when you have the noise map, but you have only like 20% of the place, or 30 to 40% of the place you have the detail, right? So if you see like this is the part detail is there, but this is much more calm, this whole part is much more calmer, but all the details are in this area. Okay, so that is basically the composition of placement and scattering. And yeah, we can have as many things in the scene, but if you're gonna place them too much, gonna start to make it noisy. You see there is this clean path, and then you get here, you all see this brownish surface which is left clean, is to define the path only. And let's go forward. I hope there are no monsters, and we will just leave it. After we're going to look at some art session scenes also. The amount of work these guys have put in is, and then I found something here also. I'll show you. Now I have killed one, so okay, look at that. Interactable foliage. Yeah, it interacts actually. We should make that also someday. It's like once after the boot camp when we're gonna make the scene, we gonna do this. There's something I found here. Why this is rock? It look odd actually. Here, you see? You see it? There's a hole under the trunk. It's just like it was not scanned properly, and then they just placed it there. So it's actually the mesh actually is there. See? So it was not scanned properly, and they did not place it properly also. And I usually find this type of stuff in the thing. And you see there is the something is there which you can collect is glowing there. That's another way to add. And it's gone. And you see this will be throughout will be the same. And these trees branches and also sometimes help you define the direction. So if I show you here, and I'll delete this. Okay, so you see here there is a branch. I hope there is some way in here. You see this branch is pointing toward this also, and this branch is pointing toward down. Okay, so clearly this can this is here is defined by this. Maybe like this is inviting, maybe it is not, but to me it's clearly inviting. This is like highlighted and see, okay, go there, and you see these branches. Sorry. Yeah, so this is basically another way to, it's called leading lines, or leading the eyes to something which you want to take the player in. So when you place the things, you place them consciously. This is really common in Naughty Dog's games, and I love it. And they usually have a monument on the distance also, which you can see, like maybe a bridge or tower where they want to go. It will be visible from distance while you are going there. Okay, so let's see if we find something there. So we are here. There is no other path. What is down there? Death. Yeah, I don't want it. So I don't think. I think this is okay. There's nothing. I see they're stopping me. Why are you stopping me? I want to go there. Is it not allowed or there is nothing? Can't even see inside. It look really inviting. Let the player go and die by a monster. Did the game start from here or what? I haven't even played it. Yeah. So yes, so this is basically the amount of detail you see on the floor, and even the scene. This is like mostly asset work. You need a lot of assets and well authored assets. You see even this tiny place in the corner. Let's see how many plants you see in here. Like this is like thin leaf one, and this broad leaf plant we see. Then third is this tiny leaf one, and they haven't even placed the grass. Usually I will place a grass also surrounding these plants, so that whenever you have, so the clustering also of the plants also you usually use the same formula. The grass is the smallest one. Okay, so then grass, and then these bushes on top, and then trees act as the large one. Okay, so I try to make that composition with that also. Like here you see a little bit of grass in there, but I wish it would have been here also. Wherever you see the large cluster of plants, grass adds you know a blend, a nice blend with the terrain and the plant. It gives the base also. So even the base do not have anything, grass give it a, maybe it's their creative choice, they don't want to. Okay, so they have made it so it's a linear only then, super linear. Yep. And we even in the on the rocks, like we have made a blueprint or cluster uh, basically based on the rock. So you place all the assets on top of it, and then you use it as an asset. Like if it's happening a lot, like for example, in the rainforest, you will have really mossy, the plant overgrown stuff. Even the trees will have moss and some ferns growing on top of them. So it's better to just put them inside the asset rather than just placing the tree and then placing moss and things on top. If you're gonna do it on basically 90% of the time, or even 60% of the time, just make a version of the tree with or without. So imagine you have one in the center of the forest, and then you have less, and then you have no. Then you create three variation, like fully mossy, less mossy, and no mossy. Okay. And this, which way is the way? Okay, here's the save point where we came back. I love, look at that. Maybe one day we'll make that. I started making this something like this from a concept, a tiny shrine, I think in 2020, but I lost the files for that. Maybe we can make it again. But I love it, like because there is a kind of like a bonsai tree going on again, vegetation love, and then you have some asset, and we can make it something like this shrine. And you see that this is common. Like the roots, there are leaves, and not everywhere. And now we have a monument. But basically, I want to see if we have distance monument somewhere. I think I died here also. Down there, there are monsters down there as well. Oh, okay. Water could be the nice. Let's go down. Yeah, I died from that a lot of time. See, so could be nice one to study. Love the water. These are definitely quicksilver rocks. But the material you see, these patches and everything is kind of a fungi, which will help you add detail basically. So there are like different type of lichen. Lichen it's called. First I thought it's like a friend. I went and it just killed me. See, see, die quickly to it. Two shots and maybe our health was less. I don't care. Okay. Rodrigo, hey, been a while. Sorry for haven't been around. All I can say is life. It's okay, man. Even like I'm not also like that productive. Is okay. Life. Understand. Totally understand. Could you post an update on Discord about Visual before going live? I really enjoy watching your streams. Yeah, it's I'm trying to make like it's even my schedule is really messed up. Kev. I'm sorry. So I will try to. I wanted to do it in the morning 12. Then I thought like I will do it too, but I'm doing it at 3:30. You say like the live. So there like all small things in there. And will I love the bamboos might be detailed mesh. Yeah, it's like all geometry actually. So maybe there is alpha, but I can see there like individual leaves are there. So at least there is like a lot of mesh is there in all the plants to make them ziggle. Branches are mesh, at least I can see. This is another deep third material basically, which go. And noob, dude, like I said in the start, like I'm not good at playing games. So, like you are now poking me after 5 minutes. I have a channel. I never streamed anything there. Maybe I should start streaming. It's like no god mode. So that is my another channel. I will start streaming there also someday. It's basically you see me struggling and bitching about how difficult the game is. So I'm habitual to play games and God mode. So I have played actually Dark Soul with a cheat code God mode. Right? God mode was another like you don't die. Basically, it was one hit kill. One hit kill cheat code I put and then I played the whole game. Okay. So yeah, so why it went back on the bridge barrier. Where? Ah, okay, these ones. Ah, I think I have seen this breakdown somewhere. So if you see the although these planks which are like really thick also and somehow intersecting, which do not make sense to me why they have placed it like that. It's all it look good, but I will not intersect them at least. Even the player will not fall from this gap which is here. Even our feet will not go inside this. Why intersecting it like this? I don't understand. Although you can make a small level thinner. Look at that as well. Sliding and sneaking on me. Let's try. Yes, it was easy. That guy should be this easy also, no? Stupid. That guy is difficult. I wanted to see the water and everything. Gonna kill me again if I went there. Let's look it from distance. Or you let's talk about this first. I think they have oh, this is nice. They have turned the bamboo also. But where is binding it? It's nice they have kept the sides of bamboo as a binding thing. Where is the binding part? Maybe they could have kept one side and go down and then bind it in the base. But I think they have ropes. Oh, there is this animation on the tiny bamboos also. I can't hear anything. I wish there would be the bamboo sound, stuff like that. Colliding with the bamboo and making that sound, music. Is it like wind? Because of wind, they are all aligned, diagonal. But the water is coming from that direction, so the wind should go in this direction, no? Because the flow of water is falling down and making the wind. It should technically go toward that direction. I know nerds. Oh, there are half slit also. Yeah, it's really really did. And if we talk about like then the on there like you have tile textures on the planks. It could be they have unique normal map and things and well. Plus they have blending like the moss is there and then maybe moss is darker also, but there is dirt, moss, and then they have decorated with the with debris. This mesh decals basically. So it could be like simple geometry, but you see the leaves have geometry actually, and it's a nice idea actually. Like let's see if there what is there in the bamboo. Do we have the? Can't even see. I want to see what they have made here. Yeah, they have mesh. Okay. Ooh. I think it's the whole thing is a unique mesh. Hmm. There is these diagonal scratches, and also like you don't have to create all these planks. There might be like one plank only, which is like, rotated and placed all the time. And these bamboos have the tileable textures. Let's try to find out. You see, because I can see these scratches. We'll see if it is. Yeah, yeah. You see, there is this sprout, and it's rotated and placed basically. If I show you, see this. There is here. There is this detail. There is this detail. Okay, so it's basically from here and two. three of these. And then did they just place the map, the bottom one on top of it? Could be, because I can see this line in here and this line in here. They could have mapped it there, I think. Let me see from other angle. They could technically map the same bamboo in here because nobody cares. And this one could be unique. The okay, there is seam basically on top of the thing. You see, there is a seam. Why they put it there of all place? It's not visible from here that much, but here, see, there is a seam on top of it. But it's cool though. Okay. Let's go straight. I don't want to die again. Oh, there is. Nice. I hope there is no one. There is that. Stupid. What is this? Okay, so this is oh damn. Uh, One single collision makes you pass the bridge. No, it's and so you mean the bamboo is a multiplus? No, no, no. It's a single. The whole asset could be the single one, but it's using the tileable textures. And maybe if it's a unique one, then there are a few basic few unique meshes plus tileable textures could be clubbed into one. Could be there will be multiple meshes which they have might have used because there's a lot of wood, right? And there's a lot of other stuff which they might have. Now let's look at this. It's look like really nice, no? Compared to like we can create the stream like that if we can. You see the down there like a lot of rocks and tileable textures maybe they'll be there, and then there are rocks. And this is something similar we will see in here also. If I show you again with our pen, you see this. If you see that these are like large cliff are there, and then there is these surfaces, and then there will be smaller, and then there is tiny one underneath it. This will be common throughout, like everywhere where you can you place the asset, you keep this in mind. You see here, well, it had really nice interest we can have. So you use this one. Okay, so this is the cliff. There is this, and then there are small, okay, and there are these. There is too big, and there are tiny ones. Okay, so that you have this shape. This is large shape, and there is this, and then tiny, large, and this is also medium. And it's a like nice idea to have a logs. We didn't plan it in our, but you see this basically add basically a lot of interest, and then it become, oh, there are a lot of heads. How many statues they have broken? Or is it just a monument only? This is the monument like. It's like the all the I will not say it. I got a really crazy. Ooh, there are lilies. Why they're not moving? They should be moving, with the water. It's really beautiful. There is screenshot this one. So if we consider that thing, our church, and also we create our path, so this could be, a nice inspiration. Okay, let's see. I saw a monster here just now. Oh, there. I saw a game, basically a Wukong of India. It's called, I think, Age of Bharat or something. What is this? What is this? Okay, I thought it's like the branch broken. But it is broken branch, but look weird. And where it's going? What? What is this? There's a break in the stream. It's flowing underwater or what? How did they? How could they do it? It's flowing with the same speed also. So I think this is it intentional? Like why they need it here? I don't think it's needed. It should be lower. It's like really nice for the riverbed, but I think it's supposed to be lower. It's accidentally made higher up. I want to do the same thing with the God of War also. So maybe we play God of War and see the same things. I don't have God of War right now, but I'll get it. I'm glad they have made it for. So this is the riverbed. It's riverbed, but it's supposed to be lower, I believe, because this is the similar riverbed is there. And this is also. I'll take a screenshot. Okay. Like, I'm going through the phone. Like I want to see a monument or something. I love the trees actually. These pine trees and everything. The guys who made it really beautiful. I love the shapes and everything in there. I wish that we had time to make. What happened? I think it's going full circle. But yeah, here is the nice clustering of grass. This is the first time I'm seeing they have placed a lot of grass. Otherwise, previously they didn't have. Usually, see, you have grass, then you have plants. The grass act as the small and micro level assets, and then the grass also have the like tall one and the small. Even the grass is interactable, right? See, so you have grass, and then plants. I was hearing something. Okay, finally got something. Maybe we should create all these collectible plants because I can I'm feeling like these are like much more awesome. So we'll find the image and we can create it using plant factory. I even saw something in there. I will show you. Okay, what is this sound? Maybe I should share it with. I can share the audio also, no? Wait, I reduce the. Okay, so have I use various, like I mainly use Plant Factory now, but I use various throughout. There are some made handmade, like all the plants and everything are the handmade. And then previously I used to use Speed Tree a lot. There is Tree 8, which is not working anymore. I'm testing the Tree 8. I can show you all the things that you Tree 8. And which one was the, going back? So then what other? Speed Tree is like most common in the industry now and the most powerful one, but they have, it's here. What is gathering here? What? And okay. Ah, but don't let me. Nice. It's nice. So it's actually linear, not comparatively. Okay, so let's go. Where is that? Oh, where is that? Hmm. Oh, I can do that also. Nice. Yeah, see, that one is also inviting, like you clearly tell you there's a path. You go there. Is there? Oh, come on, man. There should be a path. Stupid stuff. But why they brought us here then? If there is no path. But there was a path, no? Is it down there? But the guy jumped down there. I could not go. This is where we came from. Ooh, nope. Okay, so I will go. I will die, and then we'll end this. Okay. Oh shit! This mid attack cannot move. Damn. Let me see how I can block. Okay. Oh, it changed the direction also. Stupid. And what happened? Oh, I'm saved by something.
It's been a while, but the immobilized spell still works like a charm. Since you hail from Mount Huaguo, it won't hurt to teach you a handy trick. Now, here we go. Give me your hand. There you go. Should you come across any miscreants, just point your finger at them and release this spell. You'll be able to hold them in place while giving yourself a breather. Sadly, mine is but a humble trick. Its power will
in
wear off
detail,
within a few
like the
short
rooms.
moments.
They like the cabbage,
Looks good
cabbage
enough
rooms,
against
not
boneheads
cabbage,
like
the
this one. Anyway,
radish.
just consider it an ace up your sleeve. No! The young boys these days know no manners. Fear not. Teach them a lesson with your new spell.
How to use it? Okay, as a deal. I don't know. It's gonna start from the start. Let's see where from it start. We haven't saved it anywhere in between, so we can go. Yeah. So it's the time to. So I have clicked some of the screenshots in there. Okay, so let's see. Another some I noticed something we keep worrying about tiling being obvious, but sometimes the lighting variation break it. Like the bamboo example. Yep. No, it's not a worry. It's basically a technique. Like basically, I'm not saying like it's bad or something. I'm just trying to find out like if they have used tiling or unique textures and how long it's tiling. So it's basically it's like a study basically we are doing to find out how much it tiles and how they might have made this wonderful thing. Okay, we already answered. And then, have you played Horizon Forbidden Best? It's like a good amount of foliage. I played the first one, Horizon Zero Dawn, the first one, not even the winter one, not even the Forbidden West. Maybe we should play it. Maybe we can play it for the thing, but we I needed maybe it's just better to play God of War for the example is much better there. What I wanted to show you was the tree it. It is not working on my system now, but you can check if it is working in yours. So here is tree it. I downloaded it. I'm running it. It's not running. It is like really easy way to create the trees, like simple, straightforward stuff. And let me grab in something for to show you. The plant factory you already know. Speed tree you already know, and then we have Xfrog from which is like a 3ds Max plugin and standalone also, and that is also there. But one which I wanted to try very much. Just give me a second. Let me load it up. And there is a recently I found out about this Flora 3D, which I downloaded. I haven't run it yet. Maybe it is paid, but their website is no longer there. So maybe they should release it for free. And there is a I'm working with. I've worked a little, not. So there is this Natsura. It's also foliage. He asked me to join in to create the stuff in there. So it's basically again another plant creation there. So I signed up. I actually got in there. I have the early access, but I'm too lazy to use Houdini and the thing. Maybe I should because as a vegetation artist, I need to know a lot of tools. So so much to learn. Let me get the tab. Tab. Where is the tab? Hmm. Just give me a second, guys. Yeah, you can suggest me the game which you want to play. Like we can play it next time. Again, like I'm saying, like the if you know about the off the grid, okay, check it out. Okay, then we will play it together. It's if you don't know, I worked on off the grid of the grid. I love the game. I love the game. It's sad whatever happened, but love the game. Yeah. So it's the very first one I have played as a multiplayer game. Basically, that's the very first one I really enjoyed and got so much into it. Just opened something. Where did it go? Okay, I have it already here. Okay, so this is basically here. I hope they're still working with on the game, but it was fun. So we can play it. Like if you guys are up for it, we can do fun. Okay, and where is it? Okay. Right. So I will show you the toolkit which I saw in there. Yeah, GTA actually for God's sake no. Honestly, I haven't played any GTA game. I don't like it that much. But the next one gonna be awesome. Can't say anything bad about it because I'm so it's awesome. I think the last one I have played was San Andreas, and not even finished it, but that's what I played the most. And I haven't played afterwards. I haven't played any GTA. I only killed pedestrians and everything. Not proper game. It is require a lot of time. I even tried playing which Horizon Zero Dawn, and I quit after like 10-20 hours of gameplay. It takes a lot of time to do it. So we'll surely play GTA 6 when it come out. Okay. So here, this is Adrian Dragan, okay, who's a junior technical artist and sumo. So he called it dendrogen. I don't know why, but it's like a nice plant creation inside. I think Unreal itself. Okay. So you have this stem. Okay. So you change the segments and everything, and then I think he's creating the number of iteration going per branch. So add number of branches on top, and then or maybe it is different, and there is a topology. For now, it is intersecting. I see there's improving the number of segments. I think is inside Unreal, and you can change the variation. This is saving as a static mesh, I believe, and then you can use it as a static mesh, which is again good. And here is the I think PCG graph. So yeah, it's different nodes for placement and everything. And this is basically the it's his plan, how to generate it. And here is demonstrating basically trunk and then branches and then branchlets and then branchlets twigs basically and then leaves and then output. Uh, and procedural generation again, of course, they have branch, right, which is spline, so you can draw. And I'm not sure like if it's taking the same branch and putting it on top in there, because what you can do, you can take a branch and then you can put it on top in there easily, right? So the same trunk is like basically populated on top of it again and again. So if you make it a little bit twisty, other branches and everything become twisty also. So that's another. So there's a vertex color, and there is what thing I like is this thing. So there is with gradients and other things which are added. Let's just give me a second to come back. Okay, back. So here is basically you know it's a pixel shader, but these type of masks we have created to give different animations also. But this is similarly where they're doing. Even we can go through the Quixel plants in detail and we can create it once we get to that. There are different LODs, system, right? And then there's memory and then how they're growing. And this is the future plan, basically blending it well. And this is what I'm planning to use the same thing to create it inside the Blender, basically using geometry nodes if we can. Uh, Gav, the Python intentionally after and did you learn Python intentionally after entering the 3D industry, or did you already know it before getting into 3D? I actually intentionally learned it. Before I knew basic web development like HTML, simple JavaScript, and other programming language. So I knew basic of it uh, because I wanted to get into computer science. But I had basic interest. I didn't want to get in, but I have interest in there. So computer science, so the programming, a different one. I had the basic idea of it. Then when I got in there, I was working with in Maya. The very first time when I got to play with script was at Dhruva, and whenever you have like to click same things a bunch of times, imagine like you have uh, some steps you have to do every time you have a model. So imagine you need to, before export, you have to freeze the transform, or you have to put the pivot at the base, or like maybe you have to do that. Okay, every time there is no choice. So what you gonna, you can write a script basically which do all these step before and then do it. So that was my motivation to learn the Python, so I can do save these multiple clicks. Before I had to do like 10 clicks. So there's the one example I gave in the interviews also. They, when they asked me like how much is the knowledge of things you have, like I don't have really high level. I have just basic level of Python knowledge, a little bit of intermediate now. But I once I had to, we had a lot of trees made for the game using speed tree, and speed tree creates a lot of unwanted data, which is the multiple UV sets and multiple vertex color data, and even naming convention and everything is different when it comes from speed tree. So what we needed it to convert all the trees, and also when you export for speed tree, it is in .st format, like speed tree format, which directly import in Unreal, and you can play with wind variation and other stuff, which comes with that model. Okay, so even if you export FBX, that will have a lot of other data inside. So when we had a lot of trees and a lot of plants inside the game, it got really heavy, so we had to optimize. So now we had more than 100 plants, or more than 100 assets, which I needed to bring to Maya, then rename it, delete extra UV sets, delete vertex color and other data which was not wanted, unwanted data, clean it up, place it in the LOD group, rename the LOD group properly, and then basically we had a node group, basically a special node made from our tools, which takes it to the game engine specifically. So now it required, every time I need something, I need to export it from there, import it, create a new node group, a new node, and then create new LOD group, put all in there, rename it, clean it up, and then export. So imagine doing it more than 100 things. They gave me a whole week to do it. Now I could work from 10 to 5 and then it will be done in a week, definitely. But I'm too lazy to do that. So I started learning Python there. So that was my first fun with Python there. So it was nothing much, like it is a similarly like you in Photoshop, you have bunch of macros, you do this, do this, do this, do this, and then you basically uh, click play, like the actions in Photoshop, no? So something like that. I knew I'm doing this stuff, So I just simply did it. So when you import, I ran the script to create the node, to create the node group, take the parent and all the children of this, put it inside, rename it, remove the extra UV set, just keep the UV1 basically, and just now it's ready to export. And then export was single click. And it took me 3 days to make the script because I didn't know Python, and I used the office time, and they were like furious. It's like, you have to finish it. You are just wasting time. I said like, I will work on weekend to finish it if I'm not able to do it by tomorrow. Okay, so just let me. So on Wednesday, I was able to successfully made the script, and by Thursday, I was done. Like in 2 hours, I did all of that. So it's basically a technical artist people's job to do it, but usually they are busy also making other stuff. So you might not get all of your wishes all the time. So it's better to learn some basics in there, so you can, at least automate the boring tasks for you and yourself. That's why I have the scripts on GitHub also in there, which I created. And there is one script which was an issue I was facing, and I uploaded it, and a few hundred people have downloaded it, and still people downloaded it. That's so fascinating in there. Yeah, definitely. All the details in the are good. And Cav, why did you delete it? Uh, So I think I read it. So you said Blender some trees. You think I did not read it? So yeah, so you can create trees in Blender. That's what I was showing this now. Okay, and I have made something in there that which I can show quickly. And before we take apart, let me look at the file if I find it now. So if you can have any question, you can ask. In So I will look at the file. I have shown it before. It is basically the clustering, basically how I make it. I have sorted it out how to make it point out, but I'm not able to figure out something still. Mm, foliage. I don't like. There are like so many things I have. I don't remember where I keep stuff. Mm, Yes, it should be here somewhere. Projects, foliage. Trying. And then like, also like we with one of my friends from in Blender community, we made a tree simulation tool, which because of my lazy, we did not continue, but that is also a really promising one. It's like the Natsura which you have seen, and this is like way before we have done it already. So that one is there also. Um, where did I save it? It's so crazy. Like it's a Blender. Did not is that. I don't know where did I save it. I don't know. I lost the files. It's somewhere. It is there. I don't know. Even if it will show up in the recent ones. Nope. Let's see. Just one more. Hmm. I don't know. Okay, it could be last one last time. Uh, OneDrive. I can check. Big GN tester. Yeah, found it. It was in OneDrive. Also, So here, where did my blender go? Okay, so you see this is a one experiment I did with the geometry nodes to create the cluster in there. Okay. Okay. So first, okay, I'm just sharing. In Blender, there is also add-on to create trees. Share me the names. Like there are many. There is one is predefined in there, which is sapling generator inside. Let me see if it is. I have done it. I don't have. If there is sapling gen, yeah. So that is there. If there is any other than that, let me know. I hate Tarak Mehta. I don't. I listen to. If you ask me what I listen to is for fun. I was like there is stand-up comedy if I watch, but usually I watch self-help stuff like Ali Abdal is there, Alex Hormozy is there, and our good friend from forgetting the name, his name. So there are a bunch of self-help stuff like how to build working habits, business, and other stuff. Even investment, if I have to. Like I'm really getting into financial freedom side of things. So I watch a lot of stuff around that. So don't watch brainless stuff like Tarak Mehta, other stuff. But there are like tutorials also I consume basically while stuff. So if I show you what's happening here, so you see, I was testing out a lot of stuff. Okay, so if we can make the rotation happen, so what I found out in here, if I turn off this, wait, sorry. Yeah. So here is our cluster, right? So this could be the last leaves part of the branch. We can do a lot of stuff in there, but I'm not like super strong into geometry node yet. But you see, like I have the same cluster. I have cut down some medium level and some small level part from it. You see, this is the part here is there. Okay, and what we can do, we can put these in here, or we can put things on top of this also if we want to. For example, imagine we want to scatter stuff on top of it. Either we scatter you know smaller leaves on top of medium leaves, and then medium leaves on top of larger leaves, and larger leaf on top of the cluster. That is one. Or we can do it on top of it itself. Now if I turn this on, you see the medium level branches are coming on top, and they are not random. Okay, those are intentional. Like if I show you here, you see these, there are like these floating vertices are there. Okay, and these vertices is where they these branches are growing. So if I turn this on and I have this vertex, you see. Yeah. See. Okay. And my goal was to make these branches to first grow outward, and then make them random basically. So if I take where is the rotation? Not this one. Here, not this one. That's not Euler to rotation. This is the, let's try different ones. Not working. And we already had normals of this. So basically we take, so what I wanted basically was to all these vertex you have simply point outwards of their origin. Okay. And then oh, there is this vertex weight on the thing. Okay. So all the other thing don't have, but these have. weight, which is a vertex group data. Okay. And if I show uh, vertex normal, where it is here. Okay. All the other vertices are shooting upwards, but you see the floating vertices are pointing outwards from the origin. Basically, this is the origin, and this is pointing outward. So that sorted out a lot of stuff because we already have a normal, right? And normal we can convert to rotation, and when we plug in the rotation to the rotation and show up, you see it's pointing toward the thing. And then what I was doing, I was trying to play with it and rotate it randomly, okay, around the axis. So that's I was doing here, you see. And and it somehow works, but randomness I'm not able to add. That's what I was trying to add, is the randomness. Okay, I'm not able to add that. But now here you can just turn on, you see it's all going, in there. So what I want is like, this is the card and I want to have it like 90-degree from there by default. So it will like crisscross cards by default and we don't have to do much. So that's what I'm trying to do it here. Like, see, the transform the geometry works in here. If I show you here, see, it works. But if I want to do the randomization, that's what I'm not able to do. See, now we got the cluster in here. And we need to randomize this rotation and everything, and this cluster will look more flourished basically. So if I just put this rotation, you see it's here, and then we align the angle, and we get basically it's going outwards. And I've did all this stuff to basically play with these in this values basically. If I can make it, we can try this, take the random value, but it's not of work. And as a float, and this is the minus 1 to 1 less, and not much of a difference it makes. But yeah, that is what my goal was. This is like one is cluster, and then the one I have shown on the web, basically this one is basically the tree gen similarly, because spline you can make in a geometry node and then you have to scatter that also you can do. But something like that is much better. And what I wanted to in here do, create a tool which you can select it, select this one, and it's like, okay, you uh, just assign this. And also wanted to do is basically all the floating vertices by default taken as points to scatter basically. So if a cluster have you see this is here, and if I add this another, for now I'm duplicating this vertex because this have value. If I show you, let me turn it off. So now you see, if I want to add another branch on this, it's just matter of I take the vertex and I duplicate it and place it somewhere else. You see it added another one. But if I duplicate something which don't have value and place it, it just add a vertex. Okay, nothing much. And if I want to add something to it, I have to assign the value on it. Okay, that's basically how it works. But on the back end, we know these are the floating vertices, so we can somehow separate them out based on value. Like this don't have any connecting vertices, so I know we can do it, but I don't know how to do it yet. So that's the basically the crux of it. And also like these vertices, like, see, this is uh this normal is currently following the uh, direction is here. So if I'm able to rotate it somehow, this normal, I don't know how to do it. Yeah, in here in Maya you can, on Max also you can select the normal and rotate it. So somehow if we can rotate the normals in here, then also could be fun. I don't know, can we do the normal transfer or anything? Yeah, so it can go by the direction of it simply. So yeah, so if either we randomize the normals, or either we do the randomize in the rotation basically. So yeah, that is basically the fun part. Basically, in here, I'm trying to do, and we have tree simulation. There are like bunch of tools. I'm trying to work on the. Like, I'm Plant Factory. I'm really fixated upon now, and because it's free, and there is no limitation. Speed Tree have this uh, limitation on that. You cannot sell the assets created by Speedtree also, and also the game studio has some trouble with it as well. And I really wish like Epic would have bought Speedtree, then they would have made it free. But Unity people bought it. I don't know for what reason. Uh, and then what happens? I think three times now it happened. I got a vegetation project. I didn't know Plant Factory like few months back. I started learning on the live streams itself, so you can check some live stream from previously. I'm going to publish some tutorials which I have recorded for Plant Factory as well. It's not, there are already some awesome tutorials are there, but not enough, and not as per a vegetation artist. Like I have certain video games optimized geometry making, and Plant Factory is not very good at that. Speed Tutor saw that corner, and they have made a software around optimized geometry and everything, so that works. So I'm trying out some stuff, making some stuff. I'm learning every day something new. I post in forums and stuff. So Plant Factory is really powerful. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm making a lot of stuff with that now. And that's why I want to move on from just finish this thing and just not dive in into creating some awesome foliage. Like if I show you once last time, and then we just bugger off. And in my collections, you can see my collections also on or just put my name and then the collections, so you can see any people's basically public ones. So in the foliage, I have a bunch of foliage basically. So it's all the foliage is there. Like I want to create. Some of them are a concept. Some of them are from the games. So I want to create all the stuff to just revamp. So this is the one of, some of them are really crazy, and some of them are just you know there was this. You see, so the life of a tree basically. So it's not just like you make a sapling, you make it snow, then it just you turn on the snow, and then it become, and there is there is this moose. This is like, it's a really nice concept by Louis, I think. So there's like a young tree, and then there's young cub. There's a frozen adult, there is adult moose, and then there's dead tree and the dead moose. Man, dying moose maybe. It's fun. There is like a bunch of foliage inspirations I have, and there are like other concept art as well. I don't know if it's there in the concept art. There might be somewhere in the concept. We should have saved it in the foliage. But you see, good for foliage concept. There is some AI generated foliage concept. Again, foliage is foliage. I love to make it. There is, this is also related to foliage. But there is one was forgetting the name of the game. There was these whole biome was based concept was there, like it was kind of alieny. There's another God of War, and if you don't find, but yeah, so you will see I have love for foliage, so that's what I want to get into. Just not creating a lot of stuff. And if you haven't, not YouTube. Okay, so here in our live section, we, before even jumping into bootcamp, we started playing with started doing live streams again. Right, this was the first one. I started creating this, try to create this diorama, right? So that we can continue afterwards. So we create all the plants and everything from scratch. Here's the rock sculpt, which is awesome. But yeah, there is a lot of stuff. Basically, I want to do around the foliage only. And then what are your thoughts on the jog? I don't care, dude. I don't care. People to people, and that's not the stuff we talk. Is it's the normal when I say like ask me anything, it should be related to game industry or career in games or anything related to that. Okay. I don't give a shit. I don't watch that type of stuff, and I don't care whatever they can burn themselves or they can do whatever. And yeah, so yeah, if you don't have any question, anyone, then just keep doing the good work. Uh, Post in the channel, servers, whatever you're working on. I will continue. I will also post. Maybe I will do it tomorrow also, so we can do some progress on our scene. I will try to replicate some of the things we saw today. I will try to replicate tomorrow, and then we'll try to wrap it up in a few weeks. In this month, I will try to wrap it up by the end of our by the end of September. We'll try to wrap it up, and yeah, then move on to do other stuff, and there is a bunch of other stuff is coming. And as always, as you're doing, do uh, don't just watch this, watch other videos. Really love the support. And recently I got this thing, I can make people moderator in the chat. So as like people, more people watch, more people subscribe, we are getting more and more features. So I got moderator feature. So if we get a wild chats start to get wild, I will make some people uh, moderator in the chat, so they can also answer and share links, and even remove the comments if they are like too wild or unwanted, basically. So yeah, so that is we are getting more features. So if you can just watch some videos, suggest, and I have released some videos also. I've, so in here, so see there is a portfolio review, and then there is a video released for the soft skills, and there is art talk. So if you have a story to say, or you want to ask me anything, this is the best way to ask me anything. It's like free one-on-one session to help you build your path. Okay, so yeah, just go crazy, and if you can afford, do join the mentorship. And it's not much. If you can afford, you can pay it in installments, and that can also help me support doing. And because this is what I do now, I don't have any full-time jobs. This is what I'm doing. So if you want to support me, so this is the smallest thing: watch my YouTube channel, suggest and comment and interact in the live streams. So yeah, that's it. And I will see you tomorrow when we work on the scene. I will share the timing in the chat. Yeah, I'm sorry, I did not post it before, but I will try to post and info on beforehand. But again, as Rodrigo said, also live, so many things comes in a way, and I have to change things. So yeah, take care, guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.